I didn't know it was filming.
I was already filming, yeah, sorry. Hi YouTube! So here I am with my husband.
Hello.
Mr. Ray. I think this is the first time we've done a video since we got
I know,
married.
it probably is.
And
I look like this.
You look adorbs. So we got married exactly 7 months ago today.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, nice remembered. And so I thought we would do our Q&A. I've already filmed this just as me, but I think it would be more fun with both of us.
Sure.
Because that's what marriage is all about, innit? So thank you everyone for the questions. I actually got some real life questions, which was nice.
That's really good.
I thought I was going to have to make them up and pretend that people had sent them to me. But I got some really lovely questions.
Zebediah from Sunderland.
So what was your favourite part of planning? So for me it was Pinterest. I had a Pinterest board before I met Stephen. That's how long I've been planning this wedding. Although I wasn't going to get married until I met him, so it was just like a hypothetical. And also talking to friends, being able to be like, oh, we've had this idea and hear what people thought.
I like the food taste. I look at you go cute. I really liked the suit trying on-ness, but I kind of wish I got to do a bit more of it because I kind of really liked the first suit that I tried on. Yeah,
that was cool. I spent a lot of time just like stood in the changing room waiting for you guys to get changed, which was just as fun
Although
as you
everyone
imagine.
vetoed my shorts. I really liked
I know, we were going to have shorts that like came with the suit, which would have been really cute, but
Knobbly knees out.
yeah, no, I was into it. Is there anything you would change about the day? Yes, for me, we didn't get to use this beautiful, am I in focus? Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Hey, this beautiful ring cushion. So Stephen's mum, a few weeks before the wedding, we were down about something, I can't remember what, I think things were just going wrong. And she was like, I've got a present for you, and it's this beautiful ring cushion. It's lovely, it's got like a little bit on the back and buttons, and it said Codie and Stephen, Codie first, 12th of August, said it was just lovely for us to tie our rings on. However, the morning of, I presumed someone else had it, someone else presumed I had it, no one had taken it out of the box, and we didn't get to use it, and I'm really gutted because it's one of the loveliest things. But it is on display in the house now, so it makes it feel a little bit better.
Yes.
What was yours?
What was it?
You've got the question. Is there anything you would change about the day?
About the day, my hair. Because I brushed my hair and I really wasn't happy with my hair. Or my speech, I really didn't like my speech either.
To be fair, your actual speech was great, but the thank yous went on for friggin' ever because we went out and because we had so many people to say thank you to, and we gave the gifts out and it just took so long, and I feel like people just wanted to eat. I know I did, so yeah, I'd agree. Do you have any tips for wedding budgeting / saving? So mine are, decide what's important to you. So I didn't care about spending a lot of money on a dress, like I specifically didn't want to. But I know that the venue was really important, like we were pretty set on that venue. So the venue was our most expensive bit, but it was worth it. Cash in favours, so the hairdresser was Stephen's cousin, who's my actual hairdresser, who agreed to do that, like instead of a gift for me, which was great. Yeah, so, and you know, we had friends who like helped out with some of the decorations and things, so that would be my
yeah,
tips.
definitely. I think keeping track of it all would be really good.
Yeah, you were good at that.
I was good at it, but it didn't really stop us mounting up. But I mean,
and DIY some things, but not always.
Yes.
It's not always cheaper to DIY.
No.
So like our jars that we did, that was definitely cheaper because loads of people donated jars to us, like loads of people, and we just decorated them mostly with stuff that we already had. But yeah, some things it's not cheaper to DIY. So things that you needed and things you really didn't need.
You.
No, but yeah.
Is the part I really needed.
Yeah, I got that. There were like some decorative things. I think we
kind of went to town on decorative stuff.
Yeah, we did, and I'm glad, but like some of it, yeah, and like your mum got some bits, and we didn't necessarily need all of the decorations we had. Like they did look lovely, but I don't think we would have noticed if they weren't there.
No.
The tattoo station was a really nice touch.
We needed more tattoos.
Yeah, we could have done more tattoos.
Like,
how long did it take to plan the wedding? From when we actually got engaged, it was 2 years-ish. Which at the time I was like, oh, 2 years is ages. But actually, I'm glad we did that.
We needed it because like we needed the time to save the money. And then we also needed like the time to
make things. And a wedding that big you can't, or like the way we did it, because we did every aspect, didn't we? So yeah, we couldn't have just done that dead quick. But also it was nice because we got to like go to wedding fairs and like
that was really good.
We got to milk being engaged. Was Stephen as involved with you in the planning? some bits. You were dead involved in like the money bits, and like
Yeah.
the photography was all you, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yes,
Like,
yes.
because Stephen's a photographer, so I was like, you do what you want, like find a photographer.
Which was hard trying to find someone. The only person I found originally was like near $5,000, and I
so
was
expensive.
like, can't.
And it worked out so well. Like,
It
the
did.
brand
Yeah,
had
we
the
found
head.
like the very best person. And he was just
Yeah, he was
incredible.
amazing. But yeah, some of the stuff like I ran everything past you, but a lot of it you were just like, yeah, that looks good. And like you did a lot of like the chasing of the emails and the
Yeah.
official things, but I did all the fun like.
It wasn't that like I wasn't interested by any means. It was just I think because you were just like with it all,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't want to mess that up because you've got a good system and you're amazing.
Yeah, I think as much like that's my kind of thing. Like I
Yeah.
didn't care about like making sure people were paid. Like that's not for me. That's your area of expertise.
I
Whereas
just wanted
mine
to
was
make sure
like,
they like showed up on the day. So.
Did you stick to a strict budget? No. Oops. Although the average price of a wedding is in the UK is somewhere between £24,000 and £44,000, right? So we were
Wicked.
well under average.
I mean, not well under.
We were below average.
We were-
Quite a lot below average. Yes. Yes. Why are you being like this? Well, whatever. The point is, we didn't stick to a strict budget because there were so many. Don't you annoy me now?
What have I done?
Because you're being. I'm better than you. I fucking hate when you're like that. We're gonna have to. Anyway. Yeah, we didn't stick to a strict budget because we didn't realise how much things were going to cost. Like, if you do an outdoor venue, you have to provide toilets, you have to provide a generator,
Yeah.
you have to provide teepees or whatever for people to be in. So, and some of those things like just have a set cost. There's nothing you can do about it. So, what else has happened now? What was the best part of the day and the worst? So, one of my favourite moments was when Joellen was doing the reading and she was sobbing, and it was a reading from a children's book, and there's the best picture of me and you like proper belly laughing and her sobbing. That's one of my favourites. And the second one was the song that we had after our first dance was Bump and Grind, and that's a song that like I've danced with loads of people in that room, like in different in different clubs and different times in my life. So we encouraged everyone to come up on like the dance floor, and everyone did, and it was just so fun. Like it was so much better than we imagined it would be.
For me, you know what? I really like the tug of war thing we did.
I did because we lost, but we did have 2 pregnant bridesmaids.
Yeah, we had like a giant, the big giant rope, and we were doing, like all the groomsmen were still the bridesmaids and bride and groom.
2 were pregnant.
That was really fun. I really enjoyed that.
That was cool.
Do you know, I really just enjoyed the part of the day where everyone would just like chill, like that standard part of a wedding where people generally just don't know what to do with themselves and they just hang around and don't do much.
It's a bit awkward and you're like, when's the food?
Yeah, well with ours, because it was like in a nice field and everything, and it was beautiful weather at this point. Like it was great because everyone just relaxed and just chilled out, had some drinks on the floor. The kids could run around. I really enjoyed that bit because everyone was just chilled, and that was like, this is great.
For me, the worst parts were when we were walking over and it started to rain, and I was like, if it rains, we're screwed because so much of it's outside, but it was fine, and we got that beautiful picture with the umbrellas. And also, just before I took a nap, I felt so overwhelmed and like so stressed. So once I had my nap, I felt great.
Yeah.
Just before that nap.
For me, the worst part was in the morning, like getting ready, because the venue still probably wasn't finished properly.
No.
Some of the groomsmen who were meant to go across with me didn't end up, I couldn't find them at first, and so I ended up having to go across with Paul, who he was just a godsend on the day. So like on the morning of, I'm like crap, because we had like an 11 a.m. ceremony. So bearing in mind I've got to be there like at least 45 minutes before. I'm still at the venue at 9, still in like just crap clothes, trying to get the damn place really ready.
And the photographer kept coming back being like, the boys aren't over yet, and I was like, how would you feel if a friend copied your wedding? A lot of people have said that they'd like it to be, they're like, oh, that's the exact wedding I'd like, and I'm like, dude, I'll help you plan it because I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it was after our wedding, I'd be fine.
I think now I'd be like, no, you go for it.
Yeah. What was the most frustrating part of planning? Pleasing everyone and everyone having an opinion. You can't have your ceremony at 11 a.m. You can't serve such and such a food. You can't have vegetarian this. You can't have that many bridesmaids. and I'm a pushover, so I was like, oh, okay. But no, that's so frustrating.
Yeah.
People weren't happy with the fact that we had picnic food and the fact that we had pizza and the fact that we had ice cream. Like, you could literally give these people free money and someone would have something to say about it. And people either not RSVPing or RSVPing for someone who wasn't on the invitation. Do you agree?
I agree. Enough said there.
Did you get everything you wanted, or some things a compromise? I found a piece of paper where we'd written down like our dream wedding, and I'd written an ice cream van and a bouncy castle, and we got those. I think we got everything, or if there's anything that we did have to compromise on, I don't think I cared.
Do you know what? I think the things that I cared about were
marrying
you. I wanted a good band. I wanted good photo, good video sort of thing. And at first I thought we were going to have to compromise on like the video, but then we got our amazing friends to do it, Alex and George, just incredible. And then with the band, we got our friends to do it. And at first I really didn't know what way we were going to go before we'd actually asked them.
Yeah.
Because the bands that we were looking at were amazing, but they were really expensive, and it was just more and more money. And so I don't think we ended up compromising.
No,
you know,
it definitely worked out for the best. Where did you get your dress from? #gold. My dress was probably one of my favourite parts of the day. Obviously you, but also my dress. So my dress. Woo! What cracking catch!
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, so I tried on loads of dresses and I felt like a little girl dressing up, or I looked like one of those toilet roll holders that like your nan would have. It wasn't cute. And then I tried one when I was with your mum. We would like just happen to be in Liverpool and we looked in a shop and it was beautiful, but like, I don't know, no one cried or anything, it was just a dress. And your mum was like, are you gonna say yes to the dress? And I'd seen the price and I was like, no, I think I'll think about it, because this was in front of the saleswoman and she was like, go on, say yes to the dress. And I was like, £1,000 friggin'. So I was like, it's a nice dress, but it's not the end of the world. Anyway, we found like a similar one on a cheapy site. And then I got my amazing friend Sophie to put flowers all in it.
It was incredible.
It was amazing. Like, I had this idea and I didn't know if it was possible, and she freaking did it. And she did amazing things, like she took the first layer of tulle off and turned it into a veil. She didn't know I wanted a veil, but I got that. And then she got you, didn't she, to pick some pictures and quotes so that when you lifted my dress up, it was like sewn in there. That's what my dress was from. It was like custom made, and it was amazing.
Very nice.
All in, it was less than £500, which is amazing for a wedding dress, especially like a custom one. What was the most helpful thing that bridesmaids / maid of honour did for you on the day? Kept me calm was one, but also I feel like a lot of the stuff they did that was really helpful, I probably don't know about, because it was probably like fixing problems like while they were, you know. One thing I know that a lot of them did do was, because we obviously didn't have like a venue, we didn't have like a master of ceremonies or someone to pour drinks, so I remember looking over and like Catherine and Paul and Becky, those people were just like pouring all the drinks for the toast, which was dead helpful.
I didn't even think about
no one
that.
asked them to do it. So, is there anything you did / bought that you wish you hadn't? I kind of wish some of the things we used more, like we did our own photo booth. I feel like that wasn't used as much as it would have been if it was like a manned one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that could have been done maybe a little bit
we had like a lot of like props on sticks. I think people just needed to know that there and to
with this being outside as well, with the whole thing, like that was put in a different marquee.
In a gazebo,
Yeah, and I think like if it had it on like space a bit more or something, it would have been good.
It's more like I wish we'd have got to do all the things. Like I wish we'd have been guests at our wedding, because I didn't get to have a lot of food.
No.
I only had one ice cream, which is just insane.
I know, and we picked all those flavours, including
For
sodas,
us.
like so carefully.
For us.
And we did not.
I only got to play on the bouncy castle when we were having pictures taken, and I only got to use the Super Nintendo when we were having pictures taken. So I wish we got to use the things. Did you have a theme? Our theme was sort of bohemian,
rustic sort of
festival, woodland. I'm surprised everything went together so well.
It really did as well.
Yeah, because like we chose the like page boys outfits completely separate from the grown-ups and the bridesmaids, and like the little none of them were really supposed to go, and they went perfectly.
They kind of really matched well.
Can you give me 3 top things to avoid? Avoid doing the traditions that aren't for you. Like if there's the women aren't traditionally supposed to do a speech, but that's not me.
It would not have been our wedding if you did not do a speech.
Can you imagine? And I didn't want to be given away. I mean, I don't have a dad, so that would be impossible. But you know, like I didn't want the whole like being given away, because ain't nobody own me. Yeah, so just do the traditions that are right for you. Like it's like some things we did traditionally, Like we did like the first dance and we had rings and stuff. That's quite traditional.
Hi.
So the camera died because I'm a useless human, so we're now using Stephen's MacBook. Wow. Yeah, so I think my last thing to avoid was confrontation for confrontation's sake. So, or like micromanagement. Like I had a vision what I wanted it to look like, and then the day before I was just kind of too chilled, and I was just like, and all the kids were like, "Can I help?" And I was like, "Do you know what? Go hang these things wherever you think they'll look
really
good." They did such a good job, and it was nice because they did it. Other questions? Can you remember the moment you knew you wanted to marry Stephen before the actual proposal? I'm not sure I did. No, I think it was when he chose coming to visit me in Peterborough, of all places, over going to Madrid on a holiday. That was before we got together. When did you decide you want to marry me?
See, the thing is, you're right. When I came down to Peterborough that week, I think that we just kind of completely fell in love, and I don't know how to explain it other than like everything just felt right.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of always, like from that point, I was never like, oh, don't I want to marry you? It was just kind of assumed that.
We never really had a conversation. It was like, when do we get married? Which is weird because I'd never really wanted to marry anyone before.
No.
So it was kind of weird.
So then I just decided to propose.
Yeah, only because I felt like we should tell this story. So we went to New York the Valentine's Day just before we'd been together a year, and all my friends were like, he's going to propose, and I was like, don't be ridiculous, of course he's not. And then we were on the plane, he was like, I was going to propose, you know, and I was like, excuse me, what? And he was like, but I don't have a ring and it seems like silly to do it without a ring. And I was like, okay, but you're going to do it at some point then? Does that mean that's going to happen? And you were like, yeah. How did he propose? I will tag the video right here. You can watch the whole proposal. Okay. It was sort of based on, we watched Desperate Housewives, didn't we, when we first got together, and no spoilers, but someone proposes to someone outside with fairy lights, with like a glass of champagne. It was really sweet, wasn't it? And I was like, I want to be posted like that. We'd not been together very long. I don't think we'd spoken about marriage at this point, and apparently you tucked that away in your noggin and sort of recreated it, and it was beautiful. Did the planning ever get so stressful that you thought of fucking it all off and eloping? Yes.
Absolutely.
So much. How pissed did you get on the day? I did not get that drunk, which is disappointing because, well, I knew I didn't want to get so drunk because when I get too drunk I get sleepy and loud, which nobody needed. But also, people were buying you drinks. Ain't nobody was buying me drinks. Was it everything you wanted it to be? It was better. I don't pulled it off because there were times when I was like, this is not going to be the day that we imagined. But actually, somehow, it was
really good. It was
literally perfect.
The best day.
Did you get post-wedding blues Monica style? Yes. Yes. Luckily, we had like a few weeks wait for the honeymoon, which was good because we like proper stretched it out. We had like we had a party here to celebrate, you know, for people who couldn't come to the wedding. It's like we milked it, and then we had the honeymoon. But then we had to go back to work, and it was like, yeah, I miss it now because I'm like, well, now what? We've done the wedding, we've done the honeymoon.
House and babies.
House and babies. Oh, okay, what a stress. I feel like we've just been swapping between cameras and stuff all the time.
We had to go back to this one because my Mac decided just to not have any space.
Wedding venue tips. Keep searching for the one. It took us ages, didn't it? Because we wanted somewhere you could get married legally outside.
And don't just go off pictures, go and actually see them as well. Like,
yeah, and see if the people are nice and if you don't get the right vibes. But you can do a whole thing from scratch. Like we could have chosen a venue where everything's done for you, but that just wasn't for us. And we did it, and I would do it again. Things you can DIY and things you can't. Decorations, I think you can DIY.
Yeah.
Photo booth. I wouldn't recommend DIYing something like food. I think that would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Got to feed people and things. Your mum made the cake.
That's true.
Mixed cake.
Yeah, I think DIY things if you've got people around you who are good at DIYing those sort of things.
Yeah, don't DIY them for the sake of it, because if you mess them up then you'd have to redo them. Like Catherine did us like hundreds of cranes, and she DIY'd bunting, and so like that was really good, and that's a lot cheaper than buying it, and she sort of did it as a gift for us. Yeah, don't just DIY things because you feel like you should. So yeah, there's our super extra long video wedding Q&A. Let us know down below if there's anything that you missed or any questions that we missed. If you want us to do more videos together, I'd like to do some gaming videos.
Yeah, let us know if you want me to be involved in these things. Otherwise, I'll just stay behind the camera.
Or if you want me to stop making videos altogether.
No, never.
No, don't do that. Yeah, so like, comment and subscribe and all that jazz, and catch you on the flippity flip.
Bye!
Yay! Like the new Zoella and what's his face?
I don't know what his name
Bit
is.
edgier.
Cooler. Way sexier.